Hello, hello.
Got Kay Larson.
What's up?
And we got Robbie Vids from across the pond. We'll have a couple others joining us throughout the show. The purpose here, though, is we're missing a couple people. Boomhauer would be here with us, but he had other things he had to do. But it's saying my internet connection's not doing right. Okay, it went away. All right, we're good. But anyway, start us off, Daddy. What?
Yeah, basically, this is going to be our first ever podcast. But what we're trying to do is we're just trying to get some drivers in here necessarily that we don't get to interview. We don't usually have a lot of time after the races. People are wore out, they want to get offline. Um, we don't really have a lot of time with all the excitement going on the track, to be able to talk about, past events, who's won races, who's been doing well, what's coming up, all that type of stuff. So we wanted to get this podcast going so people, our fans, other drivers from other series, just so that everybody kind of has an idea of what's going on and what's to come here with the Giggity Racing League.
Couldn't have put that better myself. So first off, we're just gonna go ahead and recap this week before we get into the rest of the season. This week we've been running. It's all been special events. It's All-Star Week, and it culminates tonight with the big hoo-ha All-Star race tonight. What day was it? The challenge race.
We started the All-Star event started this past Wednesday with the series challenge.
All right, and what was the purpose, or not the purpose, the gist of that race? How did we set that one up?
Okay, so what we did on Wednesday, we had a few drivers throughout the other series. Basically, throughout the whole season, they've been challenging, saying they might have been a little faster than the Cup Series. They might have been faster than our admins. That the trucks might be faster than Xfinity. So what we did was we took the top 5 in points from the Truck Series. The Xfinity, we added both their Thursday and Saturday points to find the top 5 drivers they had. We did the same thing for the Cup Series on Sunday and Wednesday for their top 5, and then we took 5 admins and we put them all together, a 20-car race, 5 drivers representing each team, and winner take all. I think we did 50% race.
Yep.
And it was just basically a shootout, seeing who could win. And RJ Smitty for Team Admin proved why we are admins, as he took the win for the whole team.
Look.
Also, if you wanted to check the YouTube out and you wanted to watch that, as you watch it, we also team colored it as the Gander Outdoor trucks, or their logo is blue, so we put the Truck Series in blue cars, the Xfinity in red, the Cup in green, and the admins were running black cars, and the black number 24 took the win.
Yeah, he snuck it out in there. I remember Trout and Buck, it was running away with it there for a long time.
Yeah, just, it got really exciting there at the end. The Cup Series, both Buck, Mills, and I believe Trout were up front, and they had the race won for sure, and then a late caution brought it out to where we had a shot there, and it made for some exciting racing. I think there was a 3 to go. I don't think we quite went into overtime, but I think there was 3 laps remaining when the caution come out, and so it was a really good, exciting finish for everyone. I was riding around my back of the pack myself, about 13th, 14th the whole time, side by side with RKM, and that last caution, I come up and finish 5th.
I got second in there from taking 2 tires, so I was pretty proud of that at the end.
I would just like to add real quick, if you didn't manage to catch the race, you can find it on our YouTube page, Giggity Racing League, and yeah, feel free to go back through the videos that we have and find it and watch it. It's definitely a good show.
Oh yeah, that's one neat thing we do here at Giggity. Every race, well, nearly every race, we try to get every race broadcasted on YouTube on our channel. Individual drivers also stream their feed as well. We try to be completely interactive, because it's really not about us, it's about the people that make us successful, and
Well,
that's
let's be honest, it's all about me. I'm just kidding.
yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, Mister, the fearless leader, as
No,
Boom would
I'm just
say.
kidding. D. Smith, you nailed it on the head. It's we do this for the drivers. We do it for the fans. None of this is selfish. We want everybody to get their name out. We're trying to, and that's actually the point of this podcast. We want everybody to get their couple minutes of fame as some behind the scenes stuff that people don't know. You know, there's over 100 people involved in the Giggity Racing League, but when we show up on race day, the broadcast may only talk about just the few up front, even though there's 18 to 20 drivers in every race.
Exactly. And every week, well, every week here lately, we've had new drivers come in. If you want to be a part of Giggity Racing League, you can always get in touch with one of the admins, K Taddy, and a bunch of numbers after his PSN. Uh, he can run that by you if you need it. Really, anybody from the league who you need to get to find a way to get in. But how that works is we pretty much put you in a pool of drivers, the development league, and once you can kind of prove yourself in there, you may get signed to a team. One of our captains is Kay Larson, and just tell him what kind of driving you'll be looking for in the development league. Kay Larson.
Larson, are you here with us?
Hey, what's up? Sorry, my mic was muted.
I was just saying, tell the viewers what you look for in drivers when they're in the development league trying to make their way up through the ranks.
I look for clean racing, fast guys that can hold the line, pretty much stick it out to the end. That will show up every week.
We also run races in every series, mostly 2 times a week, except for dirt. There's only one dirt race a week. But
Also, there's only one truck race a week. The development runs a lot of truck,
okay.
but this coming up, they're going to have their own little mini championship coming up. But we try to classify the development. Not only are we trying to see to move them up, we want to see where they belong in the other series. So, something interesting we're going to be doing while we're talking about the development series. We're going to be doing an 8-week mini championship amongst those guys. The purpose is not necessarily to see who can fight it out for the championship. The purpose is for us other admins and captains to see who shows up every week, and that's what the points will do. Whoever has the most points probably showed up every week. On top of that, they will be running 4 of those weeks will be truck races. 2 of those weeks will be Xfinity races, and 2 of those weeks will be Cup races. So we get to see what they can do in all the different types of vehicles.
Oh yeah, every vehicle on this game drives completely different.
For
Real
those
quick. Oh, go ahead, Robbie.
for those that don't actually know, what season is Giggity Racing League on? And
This is
also a rundown from Monday to Sunday because we cover racing every night. Who's racing when?
okay. Real quick, before I get to that answer, we had asked Kay Larson what he was looking for in the development group. So I just want to get on, start more with our basis, and then I'll get right into what you just asked, Robbie.
Yep.
Arcam's in here also as another team captain, just so viewers and or people that are looking to join are interested, or maybe some of our development guys right now are watching and they want to know what we need. What are you looking for as a captain into this league, as for the drivers, and what you're looking for to get on your team?
Well, I'm basically looking for similar things to Kay Larson. I want people who can run clean and hold a good line, And it is a personality as well. I mean, if you come out there thinking you're God's gift, I don't think you're going to get a lot of attention either. The right attention anyway. You got to be a good guy, a good clean guy, and like you said, be here every week. You know, you got to help your teammates out if you can, and be willing to let them help you out as well.
Yeah, real quick, that teammate aspect there for Arcam, that's very important. Last season, the end of season 2 in the playoffs, Arcam was fighting myself to make the, I believe, round of 8 in the Cup Series. We went to Martinsville. Arcam was a full lap ahead of me, or behind me, and needed to pass me. All that he needed was for one driver who was already locked into the next round. AJG was the leader. AJG chose not to pit when RKM asked him to. They're causing RKM not to get that one more position that he needed to advance. And because of that, RKM was eliminated and I advanced. So again, the team aspect, especially for RKM, is very, very important.
Yep. But I've always tried to, keep the team aspect of my team anyways. It's not about one person; it's about all of them. And we've got a pretty tight knit bunch last 2 seasons.
Absolutely. So now, Robbie Vids, I'll get to your question as far as what we offer here. I'm actually going to not go through the weekly basis, but I am at the same time. I'm going to start at our lower end and work our way up.
Yep.
First off, we have something that's a little different than all the rest of the nights. We have a custom setup dirt series that runs on Tuesday nights. We actually have one of the drivers from that. Archangel is in here. Now, we don't offer people on that end. You don't have to run the asphalt. You can come in and just run dirt if you think you're one of the dirt guys on the game. And we have about 40 drivers in there, and about half of them do not run asphalt at all. This is a new thing this year that we just started. Archangel, if you're in there, could you bring that up just a minute? Like, how's it run? How are you enjoying it so far? Archangel is one of our guys that is a dirt regular only at this point.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if there's any questions about it, anybody needs help, dude. It's been a really good league for people to get entered into. I mean, even if you don't have experience in it, dirt cars aren't like the asphalt cars, man. You can rub, you can play, you can get up next to your buddies, and I mean, you can have a good time, man, where you can on the asphalt tracks, man. People get a lot of emotions out there, and it's really nice to get to the dirt and just have some fun sometimes.
Absolutely. What would you say about the caliber of drivers that we have? As again, we try to bring in both people that are just learning the game all the way to people that have been running it and are considered esport talent caliber drivers. Competitive level, how do you see the dirt series going?
I think it's going great. I mean, every week you see the drivers making improvements. I wish we had more. I wish we had more dirt leagues available to get it out there, because I think that most of the guys that come over and run dirt, once they get a setup, especially for customs, I feel like guys really have a lot of fun with it. I know that you yourself personally have had a lot of fun trading paint out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, dude, you've been doing amazing consistency, and it's been fun. Like, you just come to dirt and have a good time, man. You walk off track with a smile on your face, and that's what it's about, dude, because we kind of forget that sometimes.
Absolutely.
I really think that the competition is getting a lot better, and there's a lot of potential for it, and we just need more competitors out here to keep pushing each other to get a little bit better every day.
Yeah, so real quick, a quick recap of what we do on Dirt Series is we do a random draw via all the cars that signed up. We just randomize it wherever you signed up. That's your number, and you might start first in the heats. You might start dead last, but the randomizer is just simply for your starting position in your heat race. Those are at 25%, so at most tracks it's about 25 laps. We have cautions on, no stages. Again, custom setups. You run that 25 laps, and if there's 2 heats, which we usually have, if you're in heat 1 and you win the race, you start on the pole for the A main. We're trying to get more than 18 cars so we can start to get, run a B main, a C main if necessary, and try to get this a little bigger. Everybody gets points. It doesn't matter if you finish dead last, 6 laps back, or whatnot, but you get points for that race. And then we move on to the A main is 100% with stages and cautions. We actually have only had about 2 or 3 cautions throughout the season. The stages are really what gives everybody another recap to group back up and get going. So again, you got Archangel here. He's one of our dirt ringers. Everybody likes that word. Myself, any of the admins in here, D Smith, anybody at all, if you need to contact someone and try to get into the dirt series, that's a good way to do it. So that's on Tuesday nights. Back to Robbie's questions of what we do on the nights here. So then Friday nights we do our development series. That's going to vary now points wise. Once you go through the development, Arkham, can you kind of tell us what happens in the process from development to moving up? I know that we have a team that teams that'll sign you, but can you kind of go into that a little bit more on the team aspect of the league?
Yeah, well, basically, when you're in the development, you run a few races. Captains will try to watch. And if you're doing well out there, you're giving them what we want, giving us what we want to see. We'll contact you and sign you up. And first, basically, we'll start you out in trucks and see how you do out there. If you show that you belong to move up, deserve to move up, then you work your way up the ladder. That's basically about it, really. I mean, if you're comfortable running trucks or you're not able to run other nights, then you can stay there.
But
Yeah, we try
over
to work with people on different caliber and stuff like that. Sorry to cut you off there, D. Smith. We understand this is a video game and that not everybody's free 7 days a week. So we try to work with people on their schedules.
Yeah, eventually everybody does get better and move their way up. Nobody gets stuck in a league around here. It's real. Well, the competition is tough, but uh, RKM or K Larson one. Um, what's it take to move up in the ranks here at Giggity?
Well, consistency, showing that you're a good, clean racer. Uh, well, how you get along with the others on the track, and if we cause issues or not. Just basically consistency. If you show you can hold
Patience.
your lines every week, and that's what you need in all the series, really.
Yeah, I mean, from what I've seen, in the developmental series, there are a lot of good drivers that have come along and have been picked up real quick. And that just goes to show if you are a good quality driver, you're not going to be stuck in one series, I suppose you could say. And you'll also, if you're not that good, running with the other guys that are better than you, you will progress. Not only that, you will also make friends here. I mean, sometimes you'll make rivals, but that's every league that you go in. But you just got
I
to
like
make
to
sure
make
you're
rivalry
vigilant.
with Robbie Vids.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, on the track, me and K Tatty will bump and run and what have you. But when it comes to chats like this, we're fine, and that's what Giggity's about. We don't do drama, and it's nothing but good racing from us.
In the end, we're all just trying to have fun here,
Yeah,
and the more fun it is, the better of a time everybody has because nobody likes someone who takes a video game too seriously.
Okay, so continuing our week rundown. Actually, real quick, back to the team aspect there, and moving up from development. Again, development. What we're trying to do there is we're trying to see anybody and everyone is welcome to join us. And you might get drafted via the fact that you're a clean driver, that you're holding your line. And if you're struggling to hold your line, we may keep you in development a few weeks longer. And the idea is simply to let you get with the game and other drivers longer to learn lines and be able to steady your wheel and controller settings or wheel settings, whatever. Once you move up, though, on the team aspect, we also, at that point, the team will share setups. They will share pit road adjustments for presets. They will share actual custom setups with everybody here. The idea of the team is to make everyone on that team as fast as the fastest member of that team. I can't reiterate that enough that it's a full blown trying to help each other the absolute best that we can. Now continuing on, so we've done dirt, we've done development.
What days does development run on, Taddy?
Development runs Friday nights. We try to start everything around between 6:30 is usually a qualifying time. However, development does not qualify, so we usually start them around 7 to 7:30, as they only have one race.
this is Eastern time as well.
Everything's
Yes.
Eastern, yeah,
Yes.
which is messed up for me. I'm a Central guy, but yes, everything is Eastern time that I talk about. The next series that we offer would be on Monday nights. Again, qualifying around 6:30, quarter 7. One race, usually 100% our truck series run. While we're on the trucks, let's go ahead and talk about this coming week. They're headed to tomorrow night. They will be running at Eldora. Should be very exciting. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm actually very upset that being one of the Cup drivers, I can't participate in this. Eldor is a fun track. Also, I just brought in one of our truck regulars, Guitar Magadon. You might have seen him in the last few All-Star events. Guitar, how are you feeling about your chances tomorrow night at Eldora?
I've never raced outdoor, so I don't know. I got to do a lot of practicing.
Real quick, is your stuff on Always Live?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure. So you're one of our newer guys to the truck series. We were just talking about team aspect and helping each other with setups. I know that you run for me in the underdog team, and you help a lot of our truck guys with setups, as you seem to know it pretty well. As a league in whole, how have you enjoyed the truck series?
I like the racing there. I'm just no good in the trucks. I just can't handle them at all. I just can't find a setup that works for me. They're just too tight.
Yeah, they're definitely different.
Yeah, so again, we were just talking about how our we go from development and then you get drafted and you get moved up. Kind of explain that process a little more as we're kind of at that point of the podcast as we're explaining the league. How did it go for you? I know that you were only in development for, I believe, a week, maybe two before I picked you up. How did you feel when you got signed to a team?
When I just did one race and you picked me up in development, and I was just surprised it took that wasn't that long at all. And the next day you messaged me to drive the 54 truck after that one race.
Yeah, I had a little help in that decision. I didn't participate in that development race, but some of my other drivers did, and they said, you need to sign this guy, blah, blah, blah. And so here you are.
Oh, you put him in the girl truck.
I mean, of course. I mean, my name on here is K Tatty Girl.
That is true. But
Actually,
course,
you can also switch it. It could stand for Giggity Racing League.
That's exactly what it's
that's
supposed to
exactly
stand
what it is.
for.
That's exactly what I was about to get to.
So, going into these next few weeks, we have a quick recap of the winners so far in the truck series. We have CTKO won Daytona. We have a guy that's no longer with us with the Makey, won Atlanta. Pro 75 made his way into the All-Star race by winning Auto Club. We have a four-time winner of UK Wildcats as he won Gateway, Michigan, Charlotte, and Darlington. And then we have Mike Racing, Crispy Fries, 19 other names. He won Richmond. And Pitbull, another driver who is no longer with us, won Martinsville. Going into this second half of the season, Guitar, how are you feeling against the likes of these past winners already this season?
I know Wildcat is extremely fast. I got to definitely find something to keep up with him. But I feel good about everything else. I think I could at least run top 10, maybe top 5.
Well, that's good to hear. Well, thank you for your time this morning, Guitar, or maybe it's afternoon where you are. I'm not sure. But we're looking forward to seeing how you do on Monday nights, and we'll be talking with you hopefully in the winner's circle tomorrow night.
All right, will do. Thanks for having me. Y'all have fun tonight.
See you later, dude.
So again, guys, that was Guitar Magadon, one of our truck series regulars. So another recap again, this is Monday nights around 7 o'clock is when we get going with our trucks. It's one race, 100%, with stages, times 3 wear, and cautions on. Again, this is the first step. Once you get moved up from development, you move into our truck series. So again, if anybody's interested, you know that this is the race to get into, or series to try to get into and start your career with the Giggity Racing League. Then on, let's see, I'll leave this one up to Larson. Can you go through with that, what the Xfinity, what nights they run, and all that good stuff?
Xfinity runs Thursdays and Saturdays, 7 o'clock. I'm not sure where their next race is.
I'll get to the next races. Is this Thursday you were talking about?
Yeah, they run both nights, Thursday and for Saturdays.
I'm not even sure what it is.
This next week they are going to, looks like Auto Club in Sonoma. No, apologies. Talladega in Kansas.
Ooh.
That's for both series, run the same 2 tracks. Did you, I wasn't really paying attention, I was looking up for that. Did you mention the difference between Thursday and Saturday?
Thursday night is custom, and Saturday night is presets.
Absolutely. D. Smith, you're running down in the Xfinity. Can you go into that a little bit more in detail? How the
Um,
racing is, how
oh
hard the
yes.
difference of the two series. I know we have different drivers in the two. Is bad for you and card fans can only make Saturdays. Just give a quick rundown of those. Why don't you do one or the other, and then Robbie also runs Xfinity, so he can do the other one.
First off, though, just for all the viewers out there, we are completely interactive here today. You can put a comment; it'll show up on the broadcast. If you have a question, we will get to it. Just keep the comments going, and we'll get back to it. But the Xfinity series is probably the deepest series talent-wise that we have. Um, there's a few drivers in there that's been really just dominating, and then
Jake.
yeah, this is where I was going. Yeah, Jake. I don't want to get it wrong.
Is
Giroux?
Giroux. I think he
Giroux?
says Giroux, but I like to call him Giroux because I know it's wrong.
I'm gonna call him Jake the Guru, because he's turned just about any track into his specialty. Like, he is a guru with these Xfinity cars. He has the points lead on both days, I believe. Yes.
He does, yeah.
Yeah, and with a healthy lead in each one. And I lost my train of thought there.
On that note, if you want, we can Robbie Vids. How are you feeling about your chances in the Xfinity Series, and how are you enjoying the racing? This is your first season with Giggity Racing League as well.
Yeah, this is my first season. I mean, my first race was in a truck, and then I went into the Xfinity. Qatar said earlier, the handling is different and it is a big change. But what I find when you come to the Xfinity series, that's when your knowledge really starts to come in. I mean, when I started playing NASCAR Heat 4, I didn't have any idea of custom setups. And with that being said, that's where your team captains start to become a big help. They start to help you with your custom setups, and then you slowly start picking it up. So, racing in Giggity Racing League is not only a chance to have good racing, it's also a chance to pick up the knowledge of the game and become faster and start dominating those public lobbies. With the, I like the fact that you run it on 2 different nights, especially now one's custom and one's preset. Definitely a big change. So if somebody can't make it on one night, they can always make it on another night, and it's 2 separate leagues also. But running in the Xfinity is definitely, it's awesome, absolutely awesome. I prefer it over trucks any day, and I look forward to racing next season and hoping I get a promotion to Cup Series and racing with you guys.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't know if my car could handle all the dents. Just messing with you.
Watch out, Robbie's about.
Yeah, NASCAR's been trying to cut back costs lately, haven't they?
Yep. Yeah. But yeah, the Xfinity Series is definitely some interesting racing. As you all know, we cover it on our YouTube channel, so if you want to pick that up and have a look, and sometimes in our broadcast we will mention what wedge you can use and what tyre pressures are good around what tracks and what have you.
Absolutely. So in our Xfinity Series, we have multiple winners. We have a G9 Gamer has won. He's actually won 2 races, Daytona and Texas. One of those was a fuel strategy only. No Pit Pendle has a win. Dang Old Boom has a win. Jake has multiple wins, to say the least. Blakey T has won a couple, both on Saturday and on Thursday. Habab has won. Robbie's our Daytona 300 winner on Saturday Xfinity. Diesel Chunks, I'm not sure if I mentioned his name. He's a race winner. So we have a lot of guys that, a lot of caliber of different winners throughout the 2 nights. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how Talladega is, again, with the team aspect. You need to have teammates out there. And then we have Kansas, which is a great track for multi-groove racing. Inside and outside lanes work great.
I'm definitely looking at winning the Talladega. I want that one because I've got Daytona and I want Talladega.
You're trying to sweep the super speedways this season?
Yeah, I am.
Absolutely. So, continuing on, that's our Thursday and Saturday nights. I'm just trying to get through. This is our first podcast, guys, so bear with us. We're trying to explain to the league the viewers, the league drivers, everything, kind of what we do throughout the week. So we've now explained 5 nights a week. Then we have Sunday night and we have Wednesday night. That is our Cup Series. All of our admins are currently running the Cup Series, plus their hand-picked drivers that they believe to be some of the fastest drivers there are, not just in Giggity, but in the game in general. Arcam, can you go over Sunday night Cup Series, please?
Well, yeah, it's 250% races, presets. Let's see. I'm not even sure. Who's the points leader right now?
Trout is the points leader on
Trout.
Sunday, followed by Wicked Gatekeeper.
Ooh, I didn't realize Wicked was up to second in the points. And I know it's some good tight racing, and it's been very clean lately, very tight, and very few cautions. Some good racers in there, except for me and Taddy. We like to run around at the back and just watch everything.
We like to be there at the end. It's all about the finishing position, not the starting position.
Yep.
Real quick, drivers that have won our Sunday Cup preset series, you might recognize some of these names, not just through the Giggity League, but also throughout the game in general. We have Titans, Fluffy, RJ Smitty, NRG, Life is a Plant, A Trout, Mills, Noko, Buck, and Blake ET won this last Sunday at Chicago. So a lot of those names you might recognize, not just with Giggity, but throughout the Heat 4 community in general.
How many people are in the Giggity League, would you think?
There's a little over 100 drivers between the 4 series, 5 series if you include Dirt. Development has blown up in the last 3 days with this All-Star Shootout. Everybody's been seeing it and wants to be involved, and I think that's awesome. Our Dirt series, again, we have about 20 to 30 guys that run the Dirt series that are that's all they do is they run dirt. They're not involved in the rest of the asphalt racing, but want to transition over, so we're going to get some of them an opportunity. And then our Xfinity, between the 2 nights, has about 28 to 29 drivers between 2 nights. Our Cup Series has about 20. The Truck Series is at 22 drivers. So, I mean, every night of the week, we're putting on 18 to 20 drivers are in the field.
Describe the hot seat process and what that is.
So our hot seat, each team, we have 5 teams. We have Noco Motorsports, we have RJ Motorsports, we have the Canucks, which is Arcam's team, we have the Bro team that Kay Larson runs, and the Underdogs. We're currently only doing hot seats into the Cup Series, but what we do is we take drivers from a series lower, such as the Xfinity drivers. D. Smith, you got to run, I believe, this last Wednesday in a hot seat. And what we do is we, as captains, I believe so. I'm not certain. But so what we do is we all have our own teams, and the Xfinity drivers that we feel that is doing a very good job or deserves a chance to show what they have in the Cup level. We as captains pick one driver from our team, and we let them come up and run the hot seat for the Cup Series. Now they're racing for no points, so it's a little different. You know, they might go out there race a little more aggressive for the win, but in reality, what we're doing as captains is we're bringing them up to see if they deserve that spot maybe the next season, and give them a chance to showcase their skills against not necessarily the top drivers, because I don't want to say that, because Cup and Xfinity and Trucks, there's good drivers in all 3 series, but we want to give them a chance to showcase what they can do a series above and whether or not they deserve to be there the following season.
That's right. And Wednesday, actually, go through the points set, like, for each series, really. How do you qualify for the playoffs, and if there's a playoff, just go through that with the viewers real quick.
So what we like to do for points, or not what we like to do, but what we do. Thursday is a little different. They have a old school point system on the custom setup on Thursdays. They, if you win the race, you get 40. If you get second, you get 35, 34, 33, 32, etc. Working their way down. Old school points. There's no playoff system on Thursdays. It's just simply whoever has the most points at the end of the season, they're the champion. Every other night of the week, we have stages in the race. If you win the stage, you receive 10 regular season points and 1 playoff point. If you win the race, you get 40 regular season points and 3 playoff points. So you can make a total of 5 playoff points per race. And again, we do 2 races a night, so a max of 10 playoff points are given. In each series, Cup Series does 12, Xfinity does 10, Trucks do 8. That's how many drivers qualify into the playoffs in those series. And each week, those last 4 weeks of the season, each week somebody will be eliminated until we get down to the final race per series that will have 3 drivers in it. And at that championship race, whichever one of those 3 drivers finishes the highest on the track is your champion.
That's right.
Another question as well. I mean, for people that don't race for Giggity, they might want to know if they want to join the league. Do they win anything for winning the championship in each series, or is it just bragging rights, or where are you looking to take this?
So yeah, I understand the question completely. It's bragging rights, and the reason that that's where it sits at is this league was formed on the idea to have fun and race, kind of a getaway from reality. Your workday might be hard. You might be having problems with your wife, and or you might be having a problem with your side piece. I don't know. There's a lot of issues that could be going on in life. So we try to have a getaway. Once you start putting money and trophies and all this other stuff on the line, the racing here changes. People take it a lot more serious.
I completely agree.
If you're in P1 and the guy in P2, he knows that you got $20 on the line, he's probably going to wreck you to take the lead, even with 10, 15 laps to go, because at the end of the day, unlike real racing in real life, you don't have to work on the cars after. Once the race is over, that's it. You're done. You get another car put on the next time you hit the track for free. So once you add the money and you add all that other stuff, the racing to me goes out the window and it becomes a wreck fest, and I don't like that, and that's not what this league was created for. It was created to have fun and have the best possible racing that we can put on. Good side-by-side action, clean. Incidents happen, and this is a game. It's not, again, it's not real cars, so crashes happen, and at the end of the day, everybody here respects everyone, and to me, that's more important than anything else. And so the championship's just bragging rights that, hey, I was faster than you this season. A positive to that is this is going back to your original question, Robbie, on what season are we in. This is the 3rd season that we are now in for Giggity Racing League. We have yet to have a repeat champion amongst any season, any series, nothing. And it's looking like going into this season, the only possibility at a repeat is maybe Noko on Wednesdays, as he's the top points leader. But other than that, the points leader in every series is yet to have be a champion. Sorry.
That's an awesome answer.
How many weeks are left until the cutoff for playoffs for the series that have it?
So after tonight, tonight is the final night of the All-Star break. After the All-Star break, we did this halfway through. It's a 16-week season. In total, you run 12 weeks of points, and then you run 4 playoff weeks again, except for the Xfinity series that they, on Thursday, they don't have a playoff, and as well as the development, who the first half of the season don't run for points, just for showcase aspect. There's 8 weeks remaining. 4 weeks remaining in the season are regular season points. The final 4 weeks of the year for all series alike are the playoff weeks.
Oh, wow. So all the series that have playoffs, they will be running the playoffs at the same time.
Yeah, we're a little unorthodox compared to other leagues that they run at different times, and the trucks have less trucks, so they don't get as long of a playoff. Man, I want the excitement across the whole league all at the same time. When we start the playoffs, I want everybody in playoff mode.
Exactly.
I'd just like to go over a couple of questions real quick, just to cut you off.
Are these the YouTube questions?
Yeah, are you seeing them?
Well, I'll let you go ahead and read them.
Okay. So one of the questions was for the All-Star race tonight. D. Smith said we'll cover it later, but just cover it real quick.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was about to get to, actually.
Oh, was it? Sorry, mate. So, what is the length of the race tonight? What's the tyre wear on?
So the length for tonight is going to be 50%. We're going to stick to the ×3 wear that we've been running. What this will do is cause the cars to pit not once but twice per stage. So the fuel mileage strategy that you've been seeing in the shootouts of just going down, taking no tires and fuel only, that idea basically is going to be out the window, as you're going to need another 2 cans to make it to the end of the stage, as well as your tires just won't hold up for 2 full fuel runs.
Okay, and there's also a reminder here. This was mentioned by T. Clay, that sometimes we run a public lobby to see if we can pick up any good drivers also, and we'll bring you into the party chat and ask you if you're interested in joining the league. That reminder's covered. It's quite a hard question here. It was asked by Mountain Dew. I'm just trying to find it. 1 second. So many comments on there. Yeah, these guys are having a real good chat.
It's up to 108 comments on the broadcast already.
Wow.
So basically, the question was just covering: does everybody get treated evenly here, from captains to all the way down to developmental drivers? If they're driving too rough, with your suspensions also, is it all equal?
Yeah, so actually I'm reading that now, and the question that you're reading, Mountain Dew, says a getaway, but you suspend people except the captains get away with intentionally wrecking and get a slap on the wrist. That is actually false. We all drivers alike, Arkham, Larson, I believe both of them have been docked points before. As far as the suspension process, we try not to have to suspend people. When we see an intentional wreck or we see something that is against the rules here, we tend to dock 10 points from that person for that night. We ask a few things of the drivers here in our chats. We ask them to be respectful. Nobody knows anything about other people's personal lives except for what's broadcasted, throughout the league. So we asked everyone to be respectful. Nothing, no, all the way across the board. However, at the same time, I ask people in the chats, as far as the admin, please respect us. Don't try to run our name in the ground. And with that said, if you have an issue with me, any driver in the league, which apparently Mountain Dew may right now, they can come to me in a private message and talk to me privately. And at that point in time, if you do that, it's fair game. You can say whatever you want, and nothing will be held against you. However, now back to the suspension and points deduct. Everyone in the league is held accountable for their own actions. If you pull out on the track, exiting pit lane, intentionally wrecking the field, you're going to be docked points. The second time, you'll be docked even more points. The third time, it's clearly becoming an issue, and we'll suspend you for a week or two. We actually had a captain one time. He was racing with us. He had a few things go wrong. We dropped him as a captain in general because he was making a bad image. So yeah, everyone gets treated equally. I know that people may look at it as like, oh, admins can do what they want. That is not the case. I know other leagues let their admins alone run in every series. We don't do that here either. Our admins are held accountable to the same rules as everyone else. If you can't race in a series, you can't race in a series. If you wreck somebody, you're going to be docked points. That goes to absolutely every driver. I try my hardest to make sure that I treat everyone in the league equally. And if anyone feels different, then I apologize. But yes, we do try to treat everyone equal.
So another thing I'd like to go over as well, slight change of subject here, but what sponsorships do we have in this league? And would you like to tell the people that are watching about the charitable stuff that we do?
Get ready, everybody. It's plug time.
Yeah, so we have one sponsor, and we were talking about the racing and the money and stuff. We have Potter Welding and Fabrication. They sponsor the Sunday Night Cup Series. This is not a regular. They don't sponsor every race, so it's not like it comes out all the time. But they every now and then they'll throw in $10, and I don't tell drivers prior to the event which one will be and will not be sponsored. as I had stated earlier, I don't like the racing changing according to money being on the line. So I wait until the race is over, and the driver will randomly get a screenshot from me about the $10 PSN card that they have received. Um, you know, we were trying it this year, and it's worked out pretty good. This one series, and again, the racing hasn't changed, mostly because people don't know when they're going to get the money. Titans, Noco, NRG, those guys have received this. I think Trout did too, maybe. I think so. He won the Mills special that we did for Mills' significant friend there that passed away. On that note, thank you to Potter Welding and Fabrication. Also, on that note, while I'm thinking of it, we also try to run charity type stuff. Robbie, you've come to me about your hospital that you were having an issue with. You asked if we could do charity races.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's no doubt in my mind that if we try to treat everyone as family here. If you're having an issue in your life, we want to try to help you out. If you wanted a charity race, we made sure that we threw that out. We put your GoFundMe page on our Facebook page. We were trying to help out. Mills had a death in the family. He wanted to dedicate one of the races to, I believe it was his ex-fiance, and we made sure to do so. So to anybody in the league, if you guys have issues like that in your life, just come to us, man. We'll try to help it out.
As a CEO, your door's always open, pretty much, right?
Absolutely. Well, I mean, not my door. Don't come to my house, but you can message me at any point in time.
All right, let's get to the reason everybody's here today, really.
Yeah.
To talk about this All-Star race.
Well,
okay, so the last 3 nights, I'm sure people have tuned in and they've checked out. We've run a shootout race that was 25%, no cautions, with stages. Winner advances to tonight's big All-Star race. The winners from those races were Blunt's Blunt 420. Dimebags won but is unable to participate, so the Nuts driver that we had a good laugh about during the race will be advancing, and
Dude,
last
that's
night
nuts.
Monster Racing advanced. So those 3 drivers will advance. We did a admin only vote to decide who we thought deserved and belongs in this race, and the winner of that was Wicked Gatekeeper. Will be participating tonight, as well as on top of this, we did a fan vote. And when I say fan vote, I mean drivers, fans, YouTube watchers, absolutely everyone. We posted on our Facebook page a vote to tally up, as well as throughout our chats. And the winner of that was Jackson Strong. Will be advancing and racing with us tonight.
Congratulations.
And congratulations, Jackson.
Looking forward to racing with him tonight.
I saw he
apparently
was in
we're
the
having
chat.
technical difficulties.
Yeah, Kay Larson seems to be having difficulties. Everyone else seems to be able to hear us on the podcast, so I'm not sure what's going on with him.
Yeah, I haven't heard Kay Larson in a while, actually. No.
Yeah, it might be a
He
nat
Can't
type with
hear
him or
any of
something.
us. He can only hear me.
I think
Yeah,
it just has a technical difficulty, but you know.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's a nat type. Real quick, let's see. Arkham, can you run by how tonight's going to be run?
Well, we're going to have a qualifying race at 7:15, I believe.
7:15, 7:30 ish.
maybe
Yeah.
7:30-ish. And that's going to set the order for the race, and then the 3 winners from the qualifiers will start after those, and then the fan vote starts in the rear. And we're going to see how it goes. I wanted to invert everybody myself. I thought that would make it interesting, but
And for those that don't know, how many drivers do we have for tonight's race?
5.
How many drivers will be participating is yet to be determined. However, there is 35 drivers that are eligible. The way that we did this was we took all race winners from this season, from all 3 series, Trucks, Xfinity, and the Cup Series. We took all past champions. Again, this is season 3, so we had, I believe, 5 past champions. And then we had one other All-Star race that Arkham was the winner of. And so that's how he qualified in. Is he's not a champion or a race winner this season,
Yeah.
but he will be participating via the past champions provisional. And then again, our shootout winners and our vote winners, they've advanced in, but they will start in the rear. They will not participate in the qualifying race.
All right. And you said that starts tonight around 7:30, 8ish.
Yeah, so I'm going to start the lobby like normal around 7:15. At 7:15, I will invite all the drivers that are to qualify, and then we will be going green for the qualifying race, hopefully around 7:30. When we get out of that, I will invite the drivers that have qualified their way in the last couple days, and then the broadcast team as well, and hopefully go green by about 7:45, 7:50ish.
I would just like to remind everybody that's on the Eastern time. If you're not too sure what time that is for you, then feel free to just jump onto Google and find out. I know the Central Time is an hour behind, and over here it's like 5 hour difference. So yeah, be
Stupid
sure to
time
have a look.
zones.
Yeah,
All right,
but it's worth it. It's worth it.
so who all on broadcast is racing tonight?
Yeah,
I
in
believe
broadcasts, just about everyone. We have Robbie Vids, RKM, Larson, myself. All four of us will be participating. D Smith, sorry man, he was unable to qualify in. Um, and Archangel, again, he's a dirt guy. We didn't bring the dirt series in for this one yet.
Right.
it's kind of a big transition from dirt to the asphalt, especially at Charlotte. Be a big
Yeah,
change.
definitely.
Yes.
Definitely.
The dirt on this game is actually a tad bit better than Heat 3, but overall in general this is a better game.
It's
Agreed.
just
Oh,
transitioning from dirt to asphalt. Sorry, my mic was off. Um,
There we go.
it's really a hard transition, man. Because with this game, you got to remember to change your controller settings, and
Yeah.
that's the biggest issue I have. Is I'll be running a dirt race, and then they're like, "Oh wait, time to go run a truck race," and I'll be burning off my rear tires because I still got my throttle rates changed. You know, I mean, there's a lot of things that you gotta take into factor when you go from the dirt to the asphalt, and caught me off guard.
You see, this is what we were speaking about earlier. You know, there's an example there. You know, going from a dirt race to a truck race, make sure you change any settings you've made in your controller settings or your wheel settings because you will need that.
Absolutely.
all right. Real quick before we get maybe some pre-race picks for your winners tonight. 7:04 they've announced that everybody thinks that their draft is broken on the game, that the draft is broke. It's a little broke. It's only working in single track lobbies, and if you do multi-tracks, you cannot manually change the track. You just have to let it run through. That's what's causing the draft to go away right now. So
Yeah, on that note, tonight's All-Star race will be done with zero draft. It will be with the game glitch of no draft, so it will be a driver's duel to decide who the All-Star winner is. I'm actually kind of happy about this glitch as we get to find out from our best of the league here who deserves that win and who can outdrive the other drivers at Charlotte.
they're supposed to put a patch out sometime this week for that.
Yeah, Monday or Tuesday they posted they're going to put a patch out and get it fixed.
Gotcha.
I want to get on real quick. We had our YouTube since last set of questions. Let's go through there. Michael Williams asked, my question is, what's your goal for the league for future seasons? Do you have any high expectations on where this league can go?
Very good question.
My answer to that is the sky's the limit, man. As people are joining, from season one, this started again as a little truck series thing that spread out to now running 7 days a week. We have a podcast, we have a YouTube, we have a Facebook page, we have a Twitter. The sky's the limit on where this place could go, man. And as long as you guys are still here and supporting us, all between the drivers, the fans, and everything, I mean, we could go as far as we possibly can and continue to expand this league even further. We may have to start another few series as the driver count continues, as it's impossible to have 50 drivers in each series. So that's a great question, and I hope I answered that the best.
I think you did a good job, because without the fans and the drivers really watching, this league it won't go anywhere. It's all on the people who participate shoulders. If you want to make it a bad time, then it's probably going to be a bad time.
This league is for sure, it's whatever you make it out to be. The opportunity is there, whatever the individual driver. We have some that enjoy it, some that have a little get into an incident one night, and because of that, they don't like the league in general. You're always going to have stuff like that. I don't care what league you run in, there's always going to be incidents. Spank Racer asked, how do teams work and what if there's open cars that aren't owned by teams? Um, the answer to that is the teams work as the 5 captains have picked cars and they have filled in. We allow 6 drivers per team per series at this point. Plus, again, the 7th is a hot seat in the Cup Series right now. As far as the cars that are not owned by a team, we are possibly looking at filling in more teams going into the future. As the car count rises or as the driver count rises, we need to do something along those lines to continue on. But nothing will be done until season 4 here on Heat 4.
All right. I just saw one question in the chat. Let me see if I can find it again real quick before we start wrapping things up. How if we have Potter's Welding as a sponsor, how could other sponsors reach out to you or anything if they feel like they're interested in throwing their name in front of?
Man, just contact me privately if you're somebody that wants to sponsor, even if it's just a one race deal. Just get a hold of me. If not me, one of the other admins, they'll let me know and we'll talk it out. We're not actively seeking sponsorship, just to be clear. If one comes to me, then we'll work with them, but I'm not out there. Again, I stated this. Once money's on the line, racing becomes different, so I don't want to change that up too much. I believe we have a pretty good thing going here at this point. So again, if somebody wants to sponsor, go ahead and reach out to me. If you don't want to sponsor, obviously that's fine. And again, I'm not going to go out trying to get a hold of any businesses to try to reach that sponsorship aspect.
All right, let's get some picks in
So,
here. Excluding,
yeah, we have 2 minutes left. Let's go ahead and get the picks.
Yeah, excluding yourself. You cannot pick yourself. All right, you first, Taddy. Who you got tonight?
Taddy.
Excluding yourself.
Honestly, if I'm going to go through the list, there's 3 drivers in mind. Noko is always fast. As far as our Cup Series is concerned, he's one of, if not the absolute best. He proved it last season, winning the Custom Setup Series. He also is the points leader of the Custom Setup Series now. And when he shows up on Sundays, he's a force to be reckoned with. NRG is coming back. He's a top guy. He is participating tonight. He hasn't been running in the league for a while, some personal issues, but he's going to make it for the All-Star race, as well as our top Xfinity driver, Jake. Any of those 3 guys, I think you got to keep your eyes on.
All right, RKM, who you got tonight?
Well, I'm going to keep it in my team. I've been really impressed with what I've been seeing from Mills lately, and he's been showing himself at the front at the Charlotte here a lot lately. I'm going to go with Mills.
Okay. All right. Kay Larson, you muted still?
Okay, Larson, can you hear me? Who's your pick for tonight, bud?
I'm going to have to go with the same team. I'm going to have to go with Buck getting the win tonight. He's been doing some good stuff lately.
Bleep, Buck.
Yeah, Buck, I don't know. Buck's been running pretty well lately. I got to agree.
Robbie, who you have tonight?
Yeah, I knew it was coming at some point. I would like to say a word, but I'm not allowed to say it. I'll save that for Messenger later. So, I have 3 picks. I know we're only supposed to pick 1, but my picks are RJ Smitty, Jake, and Noko.
Okay. All right. Who's? Did I get everybody's pick? Yeah. Okay.
No, you didn't say your own pick.
Really?
Jake, he's quick. It depends on if his tires will hold up. Noko, he's a threat every week. I'd say be on the lookout for some of these newer drivers tonight, because we haven't seen them much, and a couple of them on their way in. So there's some fast guys that just came in. So
Is that fan favorite as well, Jackson Strong?
oh yeah, there we go. That's my pick.
Yeah, Wicked Gatekeeper, he's a quick guy too.
Wait,
another guy, he's
yeah.
going to be starting in the rear, but another guy to keep your eyes on. He's proved it in the last 3 days. And Thursday, especially when we did the no draft on Thursday night, he was one of the top guys. So he proved he can drive this track with or without the draft. So he's another guy to keep your eyes on.
Yeah, Wicked, and Jackson are my two picks probably.
Absolutely.
All
On
right,
that note, to any of our viewers, questions that we didn't get to, apologies. Mountain Dew, he's saying Monster Racing will go for the win. He raced his way in as well. Another good pick. We said an hour podcast. We just tried this. Thanks for all the comments. You guys are great. All the views, again, amazing. With that said, tune in tonight around 7:30, 7:45 for the All-Star race. And we'll see you guys all next week.
All right,
Unless
any
you guys
last
have something to
words?
add.
Anybody
Good luck
else got
tonight,
anything
Tanner.
to add real quick?
I'd just like to say good luck to all the drivers that have managed to draft in tonight. Good luck to the fan favourite, Jackson, and also the admin favourite, which is Wicked Gatekeeper. And I look forward to some interesting racing. Thanks to everybody for all their comments, and thanks for watching.
All right, and I'd like to thank everybody for watching and everybody for joining this podcast. For K Taddy, K Larson, Robbie Vids, and RKM. This is D Smith. We're getting out of here. They've got to go practice. I've got to go eat. So, y'all have a good Sunday. Tune in for the race tonight.